In a land where the sun had long forgotten to rise, the kingdom of Erath lay rotting beneath a sky of endless dusk. The air was thick with the stench of burnt soil, and the rivers had turned the color of rust. No birds sang, no children laughed, only the wind moved, whispering through dead trees, carrying the cries of something ancient that the living could no longer name. Centuries ago, Erath had been the jewel of the realm, a sanctuary of light guarded by temples devoted to the gods of fire and renewal. But in their pride, the priests sought to command what should never be controlled. They called it the Ember, a fragment of the first flame said to have burned before creation itself. When they drew it from the earth, they believed they'd harness divine power. What they truly pulled free was a seed of the abyss. It began as a warmth beneath the temple floors, harmless, almost holy. Then came the shadows that lingered too long. The stone began to breathe. The priests heard whispers that were not prayers. The ember was alive and hungry. It fed not on flesh, but on devotion. Every offering, every chant, every act of faith made it stronger. When the priests realized this, it was too late. The more they worshipped, the more the light dimmed, until only the darkness within the ember remained. One night, the heart of the temple split open, and from its wound came the first demon. It had no form at first, just smoke and voice, but wherever it passed, people turned hollow, their eyes sinking into blackness, their veins swelling with ash. The priests called for the gods. The gods did not answer. In the centuries that followed, Erath fell silent. Villages sank beneath blackened earth. Towers turned to bone. Only one figure remained to walk its ruins, a nameless wanderer, wrapped in rags, carrying a lantern that glowed faintly red. Some said he was the last priest, cursed to wander until the ember was sealed again. Others whispered he was the ember itself, wearing human flesh to seek what little life was left to consume. He traveled through desolate plains, where shadows clung to the ground like stains. Beneath his steps, the soil whispered with faint screams. He felt the world shifting beneath him, as if something vast and buried was stirring. And each night, when the red moon rose, the lantern flickered brighter, as though answering a call from deep below. He reached the ruins of the old capital at the edge of the hollow, a vast crater where the temple once stood. The air there was still, the kind of stillness that comes before collapse. Around him, the remnants of the city leaned inward, as though drawn toward the abyss. In the center, a black flame burned without heat or smoke. It pulsed like a heartbeat, slow and heavy, echoing through the air. The wanderer approached. Every step closer made the world dimmer, the stars fading, the horizon bending inward. Beneath the crater's edge, skeletal hands reached up from the ash, not to attack, but to plead. Their bones were carved with runes of supplication, their fingers trembling with the faint motion of memory. They had once been priests, still begging forgiveness for the light they had killed. The wanderer stopped at the edge. His lantern flared violently, and for a moment, the truth revealed itself. The hollow was not a pit, it was an eye, vast and unblinking, gazing upward from beneath the crust of the world. Around it, the earth was its lid, cracked and bleeding light. The ember was its pupil, the last remnant of its soul. The demon was not born from the temple had been built on top of it. The wanderer understood then that there was never any sealing it away, only feeding it enough faith to keep it dreaming. And now, the dream was ending. The lantern in his hand began to scream. The light inside twisted, forming symbols that pulsed with recognition. He dropped it, but the ground caught it like a mouth, swallowing it whole. The crater widened. From beneath the soil, black tendrils of smoke rose, each one lined with faint glimmers of eyes and teeth. The bones of the priests shattered, their souls released in a single wail that became the wind. The world trembled, mountains cracked open, rivers boiled, and the sky peeled like old skin. The eye in the hollow blinked once, and in that moment all sound vanished. Not silence, absence, even thought ceased. When the world returned, it was smaller, colder. The sun never rose again. The wanderer was gone, but his footprints burned into the ground, glowing faintly red like embers refusing to die. The hollow remained, breathing slowly beneath the ash, waiting for someone else to find it. And they would. They always did. Because in every age, in every world, there are those who seek the flame, believing it to be light, never realizing that what burns brightest is always hungry. Some say if you stand in the ruins of Erath on a moonless night, you can hear it breathing still,